Before we begin today's video, I want to give a quick shout out to Mr. Liassam for inspiring me to make an Alexa skill based on his JavaScript version of my calculator. So I changed up a few things and converted it to Python, and he made it so simple that anyone can figure out how to make an Alexa skill. And yeah, so huge thanks to him. And let's get on to the video. Alexa, run Mighty Calculator.
Welcome to the Mighty Calculator. You can say, add 2 and 4.7, or multiply 4 and 8. For more information, say help. To exit, say stop.
Help.
You can perform addition, subtraction, multiplication and division operations with this calculator. To add, just say add 2.2 and 5.1. To subtract, just say subtract 5 minus 2. To multiply, just say what is 2 times 4. To divide, just say what is 6 by 2. Anytime you want to stop, just say stop.
4.5 plus 7.1.
The result of 4.5 plus 7.1 is 11.6. Do you want to calculate another equation?
Yes.
You can now say your next equation.
6.6 minus 4.4.
The result of 6.6 minus 4.4 is 2.2. Do you want to calculate another equation?
Yes.
You can now say your next equation.
3.6 times 4.5.
The result of 3.6 times 4.5 is 16.2. Do you want to calculate another equation?
Yes.
You can now say your next equation.
6.6 divided by 3.
The result of 6.6 by 3 is 2.2. Do you want to calculate another equation?
No.
Goodbye.
What's up guys, it's this guy back at it again for another video, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make an Alexa skill. And yeah, today we're going to be running through the basics on how to make a sample test, calculator test, and yeah, let's get into the video. So the first thing you want to do is install Python and Thonny, or you can use PyCharm. So yeah, I'll leave a link in the description on how to install it from one of my previous videos. And yeah, so the first thing you want to do is I'm gonna write a sample test. So all the source code is gonna be in my GitHub, so you can find that there. And I have a folder already called Mighty Calculator, and I'm going to save this as calculator.py. Okay, now once I've done that, I want to make a new one, and this time we're gonna write the function. So let me call this one calculator test test.py. Okay, now once we've done that, we can do a very simple program. So I'm gonna write import calculator as calc. Okay, I'm gonna hit enter. I'm gonna assign A as 5. I'm gonna assign B as 2, and I'm gonna assign C as calc dot addition A comma B, A comma B. Okay, now once you've done that, you want to hit enter, and you want to write print for loop C. Okay, so what this is, it is a basic calculator function which you can write, and it basically calls this file and imports it in here, and it goes back. It sees that it's doing addition, and then it figures out the 5 plus what 5 plus 2 is, and then it brings it all the way back here and prints out C. So let's run it, and as you can see, it says 7.0. Okay, we can do the same to write subtraction and division and all that. Okay, Control C, Control V. I'm gonna paste this one more time, and I'm just gonna change this slightly. So I'm gonna write subtraction, then over here I'm gonna write multiplication, and over here I'm going to write division. Okay, once I've done that, I'm gonna put 5 as a string because Alexa reads strings. And now you can see all the outputs of this is for addition, subtraction, multiplication, then division. Okay, so now that you know how to write a simple calculator test, let's move on to how Alexa, works. So over here at my GitHub, I'm gonna go back, spot. Okay, so basically this is how Alexa works when you have a skill. So you are over here, you are going to say the invocation name, then Alexa is gonna put it to the skill interface, then bring it out as a JSON function, and then go to lambda, which is where we are gonna put in all our code, then bring it back out as a JSON function, and then bring it back to Alexa, and then that JSON function is gonna get converted into a speech response to the to the user. So that is how an Alexa skill works. So now what I'm gonna do is, so this is basically my GitHub. You can go here and see how to install Python and Thonny and do all the pip install stuff. So basically what you want to do is, so you want to create a Alexa developer account. As you can see, I have already created one, and yeah, so you can see that I've created a few skills, and this one is still in review. I'm gonna create another skill, and I'm gonna put this as custom and this one as default. I'm gonna write my mighty. Make sure you don't have any spaces. Caps. Okay, once you've done that, make sure your default language is to English. And you can see create skill. So you're gonna hit that. And it's gonna load. Okay, now it's gonna ask you to choose a template. So we already have a template, so we don't need to choose any of these. So we're gonna start from scratch. Okay, so now once you've done that, you can see there are some intents, invocation, and slot types. So basically what an intent is, it's basically like your invocation. So you call what is 2 plus first number plus second number for 2 plus 3. So it's basically gonna go to our add intent, which we're gonna make, and then it's gonna trigger that intent, then it's gonna go to our lambda, and then figure out the equation. So intents basically guide where to bring the lambda to. So over here you have your invocation, and mine is my mighty calculator, and you have some built-in intents. So basically we're gonna fill out some of these intents first. So for cancel, I'm gonna write cancel. Okay, cancel. Just to write a few, so what if the user says something else and it's not on your intent? It's gonna go back to your fallback intent, and then say I can't help you. So for stop intent, I'm gonna say stop cancel, because our stop and cancel intent are going to be the same. For help, I'm gonna say help, and that's all you can say. You can leave this intent alone, we don't need to mess with it. For fallback, you can't really write any utterances because it's basically something which can't hit. So when an intent can't handle it, it goes to a fallback. So we have done some simple utterances. So now what you want to do is we are going to go to save this and just leave the build model aside for a second. So what you want to do is go to Lambda. As you can see, I already have a Lambda function running. I'm gonna open up Lambda. So you just make sure you have linked to both of your accounts. You have the same account which you're using your Lambda and your Alexa developer console with. So yeah. So let me create a new function. It's gonna say author from scratch. That's what we're gonna do. My mighty calculator. Okay, I'm gonna change the language to Python 3.7, and I'm gonna create the function. So that's gonna take us a while. Okay, Now you can see it says successfully created the function, and over here you just want to close this, and I'm going to open up a file. So let me see if I can delete this. Okay, I'm deleting this. Okay, there we go. So now we're gonna go back to Thani. We're gonna make a new. Okay, now we're gonna clear the shell because we don't want anything in there. And for now, you don't need the shell. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is go to this GitHub link, which is gonna be in the description below. And you can navigate over to the skill sample Python Hello World classes, and you wanna click on the you wanna click on lambda function. Lambda, and then lambda, and then it's gonna go to py, and then it's gonna go to hello world.py. So you wanna hit raw. I'm gonna hit Control A, Control C. So this is basically a template we're gonna use to put in our, add intent and subtract intent and all those intents. So the first thing we want to do is I am going to get rid of the launch request and replace it with one of mine. Okay, so we're gonna go over here. Okay, now we're gonna copy this all out. If we can delete. Okay, let me see if I can do it again. Oh no. Okay, looks like I'm gonna have to do it by myself. For some reason, my delete is not working. Okay, we also want to get rid of the hello world intent handler. And let me see if I can do this now. Okay, there we go. So we got rid of our launch and hello world intent. We want to hit a space. And now what we're going to do is copy in our launch request handler. And you also want to copy in your add intent handler. Control C. Okay, now once you've done that, I'm going to add another thing before the launch. We're gonna paste in this. Okay, so you hit a few spaces. I'm gonna go Control V. Okay, there we go. So basically this launch request, the difference is it's gonna play a song at the start instead of boring old welcome, and it has a welcome text message. So what the add intent does is it's basically like our calculator test. It's importing calc as what we did over here, and then it is going back to our calculator function which we wrote, and it's adding the first number and the second number. And then it's gonna speak out the result. And then it's gonna go over here to our continue message, which is right here. Do you want to calculate another equation? Okay, so now we are going to add this import calculator as calc. Okay, so we can put it right above logging, under logging. And yeah. So now we are going to copy this, Control C, Control V. We're going to paste this 4 times. Okay, there we go. So to change this all up, we just have to do subtract intent handler so it lines up with this. Okay, add intent handler. Okay, so now we are going to do the same for all of them. This one is multiplication, intent handler, and over here is division, intent handler. Okay, so the first thing we're going to change to our subtract intent handler is change this over here to subtract. And this text output or speech output is gonna be, we're gonna change that to minus. And our multiplication, we're gonna do the same. Multiplication times. And for division, what we're gonna do is change this to division and change this to division. By. Okay. So now once you've done that, we are going to add an intent called yes intent. So it basically listens for the user to say yes. So when it says yes, when it asks, do you want to calculate another equation, and the user says yes, it is going to continue on and ask them, you can say your next equation right now. So to add that, I'm going to put this above the help intent handler. You can do this anywhere. I'm just putting it there. Okay. So now I have my yes intent handler over here. And you can see that it says you can now say your next equation. Okay, to integrate this all into your Alexa skill, you want to copy this 5 times. So you can do this. So I'm going to hit enter, Control V, Control V, Control V, and Control V. Make sure you have 5. And now you can change the hello world to, well, you should do the first one. You can change the hello world to add intent handler. The second one, you can change it to subtract intent handler. You can say the third one is multiplication, intent handler, and you can say the fourth one is division, intent handler. And we're also going to put in our yes intent handler. So yes intent handler. Okay, so now once you've done that, you got rid of the hello world, stuff, and you've added all your other, classes. So now we can change our help intent. So right now our help intent just says some random stuff which we do not need. Like it says, you can say hello to me, how can I help? This is pretty irrelevant to, us making a calculator skill. So we're gonna delete that, and I'm gonna paste in my help intent speaking output. So over here where it says speak output, I'm gonna paste in, all this stuff. You can perform addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division operations with this calculator. And it just says an example every time. And yeah, so once you've done that, you want to change the name to calculator underscore skill. Underscore skill dot py. Okay, make sure it's in your designated file or folder. Okay, there we go. So once you've done that, you want to go to your Lambda management console, and you can see you want to link both of your Alexa developer console and your Lambda management console together. So over here you can see the ARN. So basically what you want to do is hit copy. Once you've copied that, you can go over to your Alexa developer console and go to endpoint, and we're going to hit AWS Lambda ARN. I'm going to hit Control V. I'm going to copy this to my clipboard, and I'm going to add a trigger, and you can see Alexa Skills Kit. And I'm going to hit Control V, and I'm going to add it. Okay, so this will take a while to load up. So while that's loading up, you can save endpoints, and we can start making our intents. Okay, so I'm gonna create a custom intent. The intent name is gonna be add intent just double checking in our program. Let's see, add intent. Okay, so we're good. So make sure everything is the same way as you wrote it in Thonny. Otherwise it's gonna give you a error and it's gonna be hard to figure out. So I'm going to create the custom intent, and let me put in some sample utterances. So to do that, I'm going to do some simple stuff. I'm going to say add. Oh yeah, before we do that, we need to add an intent slot. So our first slot is going to be first number. Make sure you do it the way I've done it, with the number being caps. And I'm going to add that. And the selects, it's going to ask you to select a slot type. I'm going to say number, just type in number, Amazon.number, okay? So now you want to create first decimal. So what this is, it's basically the first decimal. So if someone asks what is 4.2, it's not gonna know what the first this decimal after the first number is. So yeah, this is basically gonna catch the decimal value, and we're gonna put in Amazon.number. Now we want to create another intent slot, and I'm gonna write this as second number. I'm gonna add this, and I'm gonna put this in the slot type as Amazon.number. And this, now we're gonna add second decimal. So if the user says, what is 5 plus 2.2? Okay, so we're gonna write second decimal. We're gonna add this, and I'm gonna put this in as Amazon number. So now you can write your sample utterances. So I'm gonna show you a quick sample. So I have some sample utterances in my GitHub, and you can just copy paste this. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. Just saying, you need to add more sample utterances than the ones which I've provided. So you need at least 16 of all the possible combinations of, add, subtract, multiply, and divide. So there is a possibility that you can say it as first number plus second number point second decimal. So I'm just gonna copy this in, and there we go. We have made our intent, our add intent. Okay, so now we need to upload this, the stuff we edited in Thorny to Lambda. So the way we're gonna do that is I'm gonna create a new file. Okay, now you want to go to my GitHub page again, and you can see this file called requirements.txt. Basically, you want to copy this and put this in here, and I'm gonna run this and say put it as a txt file in my folder, and I'm gonna write requirements.txt. Okay, now once you've done that, you have your requirements, your calculator skill, your test, and calculator. So now we're gonna run our pip install so it can install all the packages we need. Okay, now we're gonna zip the file so we can upload it to our Lambda. So the first thing you want to do is open up Tools, then go over to Open System Shell, and this is gonna pop up. So now what you want to do is, I have some code in my GitHub page, and all you want to do is just copy this and go over to Thani, and let me show the command prompt, and paste this. Just copy them all and paste it. So this is going to take a while, so yeah. Okay, now that's done. Let's go back over here and copy this. And Control V. Okay, now, okay, let's just wait for that. Okay. So this is gonna take a long time. So I think it's almost done. Okay, now once that's done, you want to go back, and we're gonna hit Control C, go back over here, Control V, hit enter, one file is copied, Control C, Control V, second file is copied, and then we're gonna change the directory to package, Control V, hit enter, now we're there. Now we're gonna do this. I'm gonna copy all of it in. Okay, zip is not recognized as internal or external command. Okay, so now if this happens, there is a simple workaround to this. So as you can see, we got our package, it's got our calculator skill, and so we basically want to zip this. So to zip this, we click here, then you can see add to archive, and you can see zip, okay, package zip, and we are going to zip that. So you can see the zip, coming. Okay, so now once you've done that, you want to take the zip, which you see here, and go to Lambda, our Lambda can accept this. So let me go to my mighty calculator, and we are going to go over here where it says code entry type and upload a zip file. So we're gonna hit upload, go over here, click on this, and there you go. We can hit save, and once we've saved it, it should pop up down here. Okay, there we go. So you can discard all that, errors which came at the start, because, yeah. So now you can see everything has come together, and you can start testing it with your Alexa if everything went correctly, and you can hit build model. You can add all your intents later, but we're gonna test the add intent if it works. So it's gonna run. And you have to wait till the build is done. Okay. Click build successful. It's training our model so it can understand these type of, utterances. And it should be done any moment. Okay. This might take a while, so yeah, you can take a break right now. Okay, now it says our build was successful. We can go over to test. And then see if it works. So we're gonna put this onto development. And we're gonna write our invocation. So the way to tell your, what your invocation is to go over to build. And then go over to invocation, and it's, the invocation. So you want to go back to test, make sure it's copied, and you want to write Alexa run this. So let me hit the enter, and it works.
Welcome to the mighty calculator. You can say, add 2 and 4.7, or multiply 4 and 8. For more information say help, to exit say stop.
Okay, so you can see it is working. So let's test out our add function, or add intent. So add 2 plus 5.
The result of 2 plus 5 is 7. Do you want to calculate another equation?
Okay guys, so
you can now
this is
say your
working.
next equation.
And let me see if I say stop. Okay, that didn't work out. Okay, so as you can tell, our program is working. Our Alexa skill is working, and we can test it out and see that it's working. So yeah, so in the next video I'm going to be showing you how to add all the other intents and all the utterances, and finish up this Alexa skill and put it out for certification. So yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay tuned, because the second video is gonna come out very, very soon. And try to share this video, because I'm trying to hit 1,000 subs. And yeah, thanks for watching, and peace.
What we do here is go back, 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 back.